Greetings everyone, here's Lodric and this is the game Strategic Command WW1. This is my campaign against the AI. I choose the central powers and must defeat the Entente. This will be now turn number 9, early 1915. I gave the AI already additional money and some bonus for experience. But if you realize that it's still too weak, you can try to improve this experience and even go, I think, to 20 and maximum 2. The problem is that this changed then later the game mechanics more and more. And if you play then later, play by email, it gives you wrong feedback. You can the problem is that the PC will simply not make so good cooperation and yeah chain of events or the combination of his arms that it really makes sense. I mean, he try, but often it is limited. You cannot compensate this with purely only more bonus experience. But it's for training. For training, I would say if they give experience 1 point more and you can still beat the AI, I would say it's okay. Try play by email, a real one. Good. So this is the beginning, or end of January already. This is still the first turn of 1915. I have now already 420 MVP, simply because I think mobilization is over and some other events. I must pay more turn by turn. So I have more left for my other units. And maybe first thing first is the weather is not so good. I could attack at some positions. Maybe, I don't know, if I really want to always attack, it's non-stop attack. I mean, it's not bad. If you can create more damage to the enemy, then it's always good. Maybe first I try to replace here Duke Albert. That is Duke Albert? I thought it was King Albert. Maybe it's the other one. Because at that time there was a King of Saxony, his capital in Dresden. He was, I think, one of the #1 military guys in Germany. Dresden and the Kingdom of Saxony was always a strong supporter of all kind of arms. We have here in Dresden city, even a whole part of the city is normally only for the military originally. So Saxony was always normally. Funny thing is that Prussia and Saxony, they fighting many battles so far, and because Saxony was originally, I think, close to Austria, so then they always fight with the Prussians, and the Prussians always defeat the Saxonies, and then because they are only the minor power, and later on, I think, after the Second Empire was created, Saxony was much more close, of course, to the Prussians, and try always be nice with them. A long time ago, long time ago. Now, first, maybe the question is, I want to make attack or not. My shells are still only at 1 because only 1 turn left. I mean, last turn I consumed all my shells, and I only have I have no shell technology, so I only get 1 shell per turn. Later, if you have shell technology 1 or 2, you get 1 or 2 more shells per turn, so you can get up to, I think, 3 shells per turn. Good. Wait. Big question. Attack the British. These are now normal British troops. They don't have experience point more. You can also see here this small white dot. This means you know that this guy is elite, or at least they have experience. I could also go the other way around and say, no. I can also... You cannot give them elite reinforcements if they are next to an enemy. I think there was also some rule for this. Good. So I will try to crack down the British. I'm not so sure. First I try to see if I can find any enemy ships, but the weather is so shitty. I can also make a flight to Paris, but I'd rather like to see if there's anything in the ports. I can also bombard London, maybe. Let's say I do this. Oh. So I have a good view on the British forces. Okay. Home defense, the corps is here, and here's a seaplane tender. Okay. My mines are in position. There's a... So far, I know it doesn't matter. Mines are mines. I mean, they don't belong to a nation. So if you drive over your own mines or if you drive over enemy mines, I think the damage is always the same. They don't care if you're which side you are. So what I must do is normally try to get rid of the British blockade. I mean, I cannot defeat them completely, but I can maybe damage them. So I try this. I try to bring my fleet in position. Oh, I just realized this ship is... my submarine is also damaged. So I maybe try to reach a port. I can go out with my destroyer. Bring my submarine back in port. This submarine is heavily damaged and I think there's an enemy nearby, so I better... but no detection. Okay. The next turn I can go to port. This one go in silent mode. And it looks like the British don't ship more supplies to Russia. That is strange. So if they don't want to ship to Russia, then I can go and hunt here. But I don't go for the special hexes where you can also damage the port. I think one submarine in one of these hexes will create 1 damage to the port. And if you can get the port down to 1 or to 0, then the port will close, I think, for 2-3 turns. And then rebuild again. If you don't stay, I mean, if you stay here non-stop, then you will the port can never open more. But again, every attack here will trigger, I think, between 1 and 5% the Americans to enter the war. So if you want to do it, because I think this is per turn, so it makes sense to have a blockade all out, not only one submarine here. So if you want to make this, then you must have here 3-4 submarines at the same time to create maximum damage, and the Allies still, or the US will still only go 1 or 5%, up to 5% in favor for the British. I also see here more ships. Okay. So I must normally prepare to get more submarines in position. This sub changed position again. Never stays the same hex for a long time. This is dangerous. Okay, what else I can do? A new sub. Full speed. And come close. Maybe here. Next turn I can sneak in, maybe. Hopefully. Good. The rest of my navy, I have here the battle cruisers ready. This is only armored cruiser. They're looking similar, but they're not the same. They're totally different. I have here also one more armored cruiser. Maybe I do this. I reinforce my cruiser fleet. And so like this. Maximum investment in my fleet. so that I maybe can prepare. Also, my destroyer must be fixed. So now the German high seas fleet is more or less at the maximum. More is simply not possible. And next turn I can then maybe come here to Stavanger. And then it's maybe March already. This then is often shitty weather. Now it makes no sense. I mean, the weather is shitty in the North Sea. You don't know if you can see this, but everywhere is raining and storm. This weather is simply no way for surface engagement. It makes no sense. You will not create any damage, or at least not really much. Maybe 1 or 2 points, and this is simply not the effort. Good. So Navy is done. I spent half of my money for this. Army. Army. I can try to attack the HQ, but this is ooh, heavy damage. Ooh, I better reinforce this wing. The Belgians are strong. This unit is heavily damaged. Would make sense if I can call them back, but I have no space to maneuver. So I think a better opportunity is then to heal. Even I normally don't like this so much. I like more to bring fresh troops to the front line, because healing will not give you much readiness boost. So you have the numbers, but you don't have the boost for readiness. Rear unit is normally with much better morale and readiness in this stronger at their position. Good, I try to attack the British. I am making. The British are at 94% morale. The French are at 92. Okay, I can try. Attack. Yeah, exactly what they said will happen. Then move forward. Try again. More is not possible. Ah, yeah, I could move here backward. Then I move here, and then done. Okay, and the 8 unit. This guy must move forward and hold the position. And here is now reinforcements. It's enough. Not too many battles. 1 corps is destroyed. Successful. Now I need some reinforcements here. Prepare for summer offensive. Or I don't know if the French will attack me again. So here I'm now strong. More is not possible. The 4 is still too expensive normally to heal. I don't have really nearly no money left. I better keep the money for emergency. The source is still. I could maybe try to move here forward and use the. But this is a hex. It's a little dangerous. If you stay here, there's 3 enemy units surrounding you. So it's a no man's land. No one really like to use. If the French walk here in, okay, then I can attack them with 3 units. So it's a trap. Yeah, and this is all too weak here. This unit is a little burnt out. So I must reinforcement this guy. I'm completely out of money. This is normally not a good way, because you focus now on one front and then I still have the whole east front. But it's winter time, so I don't expect too much at the east front. Still, I would. Normally, it's better to check first the map and see what unit is really necessary to reinforce before you simply start reinforcements. At least in a play by email. This is the AI, so I think it's not so seriously. I know that the east front is not so strong. So, scout. hopefully get some experience with this. Attack. This unit was normally in good supply, but simply I think they don't have good morale. And my guy is very good morale, ready, experience. HQ is here, and this is a super good HQ. So I have all the benefits. He is the same. Ooh, this is a terrible. Why this Russian is so weak? Because they not dig in. They don't have cover. And I come here with elite, double elite, perfectly connected to HQ, slaughter them. Not even getting return fire. Yeah, but this is enough. I could try to walk here and force them out of position. Good. And then I can try to take this trench. I could even kill him. Yeah, why not? I take a return fire, but this is not so important. I'm now in a trench, but the trench is in the wrong direction. Yeah, can happen. Maybe it's time to retake Memen. But not today. Here I go direction enemy and try to block him. This unit is not ready for fighting. He takes the positions here. Yeah, this is enough. Central front. This guy completely burnt out. I can reinforce this one. No. Here's opportunity. These guys are entrenched. Oh, it looks like. Yeah. So it looks like that the Russians maybe have already a new technology level, because they can now go entrenchments level 2. So they already are successful, updated their the defense value. And this is for free. But it's, you can only entrench, I think, 1 level per turn. So I better attack now, because now it's still only level 1 entrenchment. Oops. This I won't take back. Oh. Eh? Oh, I will normally have a fresh guy move in. Okay, then I do this. So for me, it's still only maximum entrenchment level 1, because I don't have the technology. Even if there was a Russian trench, I cannot simply. Guys simply don't know why the enemy did what he did. They follow their own orders only. Good. I could try to walk here and build a trench. What? Like this. Like this? Like this. Okay. Okay. I coming closer and closer to Warsaw. So yeah, let's see. Markinson, what we can do here. Not really much, to be honest. I try only. Oh, that is possible. I could attack with my first detachment. Follow up with infantry. And finish them off with the cavalry. Ah, now I lost my elite status. Oh, it's okay. Then the cavalry can move here in. Turn the entrenchment. Now is this move one forward. Ah yeah, there are more Russians. So it's really a battle hex for hex, hex for hex. Oh no, this guy was fighting. And I cannot move. Okay. Lots fall. Slowly but steadily. Poland is nearly free. But this will not really help me too much. But at least I get now here, for this town, city, I can get 25 morale points per turn and 4 MVP. Not MVP, MPP. Good. So, successful. Now the Austrian-Russian front. I still need one more HQ for sure here. I really don't have the units to support them all. Detach this one, touch this one, detach, touch. More is not possible. Maybe I skip the HQ, the cavalry, and better take this guy. Then he can help me. So first against cavalry. Oh shit. There's enemy artillery. Oh, nah, okay. Now I moved already. Attack. Enemy unit is broken. And fall back. Now also here. This guy is not in entrenchment, so it's easy to kill. And all my units are connected to the HQ. Oh, still strong return fire. Okay. That is fine. I don't really need this guy, then I can better connect this gun. He is also a possibility. Great damage. Not so powerful. Disconnect, connect. Move in, and more damage. I forgot to use my scout airplane. I can do it now. Reinforcements. They all moved, so they cannot get reinforcements. This guy is not connected. I need a HQ. I must save some money, maybe. Okay, what was new was this the Italians are coming, so I better prepare my defense. So I need at least one unit here in Trieste. It's okay. Entrench. Klagenfurt must be also a unit. This will only slow the Italy preparation. If you don't have your units, the Italian nation will simply be much more aggressive. So it's not really helping you. It's a minimum amount of troops you must have here, more or less. Yeah. So I better take positions as quickly as possible. roughly, normally April 1915, I think is the time they attack. Good, more I cannot do. I maybe must bring, maybe I must take some units here. Wait, so this is the time normally you must split some one HQ and 1 or 2 corps back to help in at the front line. So this is maybe maybe this is nearly the last turn I can use my full amount of troops. Or of course you can also send German troops. This is maybe a bit a better choice. Serbia, is it possible to crack here some units, create more damage? Okay, this looks okay. Only one. Double losses for me. Oh, this was good. Okay. Here's a corp I could take. But my unit is so broken. I better reinforce. I don't attack. No, the rest I better heal. Heal. And I need some help in the Italy front. I know this already. So this unit I could maybe make force march to the west, the Italy border. I do this. Time to retreat. Also, this HQ I cannot really stay here much longer. So I better walk back. This is only a shitty HQ, but you need at least one HQ to help with the defense. And here's also one reinforcements guy help. How much money is left for Austria? I normally like to fix the navy. But I think I go first for A&D. Oh, the Ottomans are now at 83%, so maybe Ottoman and Italy will enter the war at the same time. Research. Ottomans. No, Austria. Austria need heavy artillery or shells, more shells. And Ottomans need trench warfare, infantry warfare. Good. Pay this first better. And a little money I can keep. Yeah. I think I also lost one unit. Yeah, one corps is destroyed, but I need 135 to pay this back. A normal one cost is 225. Yeah. Good. I'm now in Basra. So I can defend this town, because normally often the British making a quick attack and capture Basra before any Ottoman troops can arrive here, and then they have a much easier starting position, the British in Iraq, or at that time Mesopotamian, or how they call it here. I don't know if they call it Iraq or Mesopotamian. So the infantry is still walking the way. You can also rail your units, of course, but it costs money, and if I have time, then why I don't walk? Some exercises for the people. Good. This one I reinforce better. And this one I also must reinforce. If we soon have war, maybe I prepare a little. Good. I think this is everything I must do. Yeah. My submarine here. Go in a new position. And here's Jerusalem. can stay here. Oh, this is Elite Corp. So I maybe give them some additional bonus. It's expensive for the Ottomans, but I always like to do this. Simply because if I lose only 1 point at the end, then I never lose my experience. And these guys are always at the peak of their power. Good, I think this is enough. So I must prepare here sooner or later. The next problem is that I think this port is not more safe. The Italy's could attack here. So I cannot use this port more, and I still have really not so many ports. Austria have normally a too big navy for the limited amount of dock space they have. So you normally must take Montenegro, Albania to get here more ports, to have some space, safe slots. Good. I would say this is enough. Let's finish the turn. And the turn. Unrestricted. Submarine attacks, British morale, infected. Germans are hooray, hooray. The Americans say no. Call for war. The Ottomans are preparing for war. Canadians expedition completes the training. Workers strike. Rough sea. So you stay outside in rough sea and you are not close to a port or next to a port, then sometimes this happens. Normally I would lose a hit point or so. Maybe. So, mutiny in Singapore. The pro-German Boer Revolution in South Africa is crushed. Austria get the trench warfare development bonus. Good. Industry technology. Oh, good weather. So this good weather is now for the Entente to attack me. I still ship 45 MPP from German industry to Austria. So there's no loss. For the transportation, I don't must pay anything. It's simply only because Austria itself has simply a weaker industry. Yeah. Okay. So now we have only French, Belgian, okay, still some British troops. No attack. Super passive. Normally the weather was good for striking. But maybe there was no really good opportunity. For me it's fine. Or I was hoping that the Americans are coming. So maybe they're waiting for this. So the Ottomans mobilization for war. In the Middle East army. And yeah, the Ottomans enter the war. The Americans still protest. But the Norwegians also protest. And the Italy's calling for war. But they're only calling for war, they still not enter the war. India troops size Basra. But the city of Basra I can hold. But I lost the port and the oil. But this is only a question of time. So Armenian uprise. Yeah, and this is, I think, I don't know if many people know this, but there was the Turkish Ottomans, they killed also, I think, roughly 1 million Armenians at that time. Because Armenians are Christians and not Muslims. And they always don't trust them. And then the good opportunities say, okay, because they are, I think they are East Christian Church, so they belong to the same like the Russians. And then Russia and the Ottomans fight each other, and then they simply don't trust them, and then they send them on the dead march, to the desert. It's Syria, I think. Let them more or less die. Okay, typhus outbreak. This was also very seriously. I think the Ottomans lost more soldiers with typhus sickness than real combat, at least in the first year of the war. Good. So the Russians cannot longer get trade to the Dardanelles because the Ottomans closes. Yeah. Jihad. Yeah, and the British simply replace the leader of Egypt, because Egypt was official under control of Ottomans, but a long time not, I mean, only official. The British, yeah, normally control at the end the money, and the money controls everything. So a lot of events this turn. And now we have here the question of we want to create a detachment for 50 MPP. I would say yes, why not? It's a block force. And Austria get a submarine and the artillery. So submarine I can put maybe here. Artillery you can go use against Serbia maybe best. And Germany get a second heavy artillery. This I can maybe use at the east front. Yeah, I better have one here. Good. And I think maybe they changed this, because now the Americans always say that I make a strike against the shipping. Before you must stay in the hex to really create damage. Maybe they changed this. If I go to map, then America. America is still only at 17%. I think they start with 5% or 10%. So it's very small. Maybe Maybe there is a very small shift of enter the war, even if I don't stay in the hex. And if I stay in the hex, maybe there's more. I don't know. Norwegian is already changing, I think, from 0 to 9% the central power because the British sinking their cargo ships. Sweden is still at 20%, no change. Portugal will normally enter at the English side sooner or later, but it's still a little away. Romania is normally always in favor for the Russians. So if the Russians have some success, then Norway will enter the war. And Bulgaria is the opposite. Bulgaria is waiting that Austria kill Serbia to enter the war. Good. You can also go this and then see all the numbers. Red is always enemy and blue is always your own party. Fine. Good. Then the weather is good. There's a possibility it's March 27. Often there's much more snow. This winter was very soft. But the weather in the North Sea is still shitty. But it's still okay to sail out to prepare, then attack maybe next turn and try to crush the blockade and then try to run away again. Because there's simply too many British ships. You can only try to damage them and don't be catched on your way home. Good. Thank you all. See you next time. Take care. Bye bye.